Good evening, councillors, staff, ladies and gentlemen in the gallery. Please be seated while Councillor Kevin Abetz delivers the blessing. Thank you. Kevin Abetz. Kevin McDonald, thank you.
Thoughts turn to the many families in the city of Gosnells who are struggling to cope with real-life challenges such as rising cost of living, homelessness, and also people who face daily battles with disabilities or health struggles. I offer a prayer of hope and faith for these families, in particular their carers, and ask the Lord to watch over them and keep them safe. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald. I'll now ask Deputy Mayor Hort to deliver the acknowledgement of country.
Hey, Madam Mayor, I just want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, which is Whadjuk Noongar Boodja, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Thank
you. It is now 7 o'clock and I declare the meeting open. I would just announce that the former Mayor, former Councillor Mrs Owen Searle is in the gallery. Thank you for joining us, Mrs Searle. This is a disclaimer. Members of the public are cautioned against taking any action on council decisions on items in which they may have an interest until such time as they've seen a copy of the minutes of the meeting or have been advised in writing by city staff. Record of attendance. Councillor Dewhurst is an apology. Councillor Griffiths has a leave of absence and Councillor Williamson is an apology. Okay. There are no announcements from the presiding member. Reports of delegates. Are there any reports? No, thank you. Question time for the public and the receiving of public statements. So we'll go to question time and the first question is from Mrs Tracy O'Neill from 217 Kenwick Road in Kenwick. Thank you, Mrs O'Neill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. What are the technical specifications for a enclosed dog park and can we get one in Kenwick?
Thank you, Mrs O'Neill. I'll get the Director for Infrastructure to respond to that question. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Mayor. In terms of technical specifications, generally it's a fenced park. We look for the provisions of that particular community, normally two separate areas, so you tend to separate out the sort of more active dogs from the more timid dogs. Currently, the city has two. One's constructed, one is nearly complete and will probably be open sometime in November in Canning Vale, and we are designing one with PTA in Beckenham, which will be south of the Beckenham train station, so not quite Kenwick but close. And our anticipation is that it'll be one of the types of facilities that we'll be looking to build across the city. So I can't tell you there's one in Kenwick right now, but I assume at some point in the time there will be.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Now I'll go on to Mr Ken Ashwin from 40 Forest Crescent in Thornley. Give it to Tom. Did he have a second question? Because I don't have it. Did you have two questions, Mr Ashwin, or just the one? Just the one question. Okay.
It appears that the signage of some candidates greatly exceeds what is specified in the City of Gosnells election fact sheet, and what is the council going to do about it?
Thank you. I'll ask the acting CEO to respond to that question, Mrs Glenda Blake. Thank you.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor. If Mr Ashwin would like to email the city tomorrow with specific details, we'll look into it.
Thank you.
You will get my email, be assured.
Thank you. The next questions are from Mr Leon Walker, and we don't have a huge agenda, so I'll allow all 6 questions, Mr Walker. Thank you.
Too technical for me. Question 1. What measures has the council instituted to increase the voter turnout at the forthcoming elections?
Thank you. And the acting CEO, Mrs Blake, will answer that question.
Through you, Madam Mayor. The city's advertised fairly extensively using our social media and on our website. We've also advertised extensively any of the workshops to encourage candidates offered through the Department of Local Government.
Thank you. That's nothing more than the usual run-of-the-mill, is it?
Thank you, Mr Walker. Your next question, please.
Thank you. Are councillors who fail to observe standing orders at council meetings held to account for their conduct?
My understanding is that if there is something that goes untoward, then a breach is made and the council will vote on whether there's any further action on that. Thank you.
So I think you might have answered the next question. What mechanism is followed to hold councillors to account for failing to observe standing orders at council meetings?
Yes, that would be the same answer, where breach is reported on that councillor, and go ahead with that.
Thank you. If re-elected, what measures will the Mayor put before Council to increase transparency and accountability?
Thank you for your question. As you would know, any decisions on whatever's done within here is the whole council decision, not just the Mayor's decision. But I will let you know that there are local government reforms that are coming in where there will be a requirement for a greater deal of transparency around leases and that sort of thing. So there'll be a bit more happening when the local government reforms come in. But the good news is most of the stuff that's within the reforms we're already doing. So, yes. Next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question 5. Do the contents of all 28 pages of standing orders constitute the orders?
To the best of my knowledge, they do.
Okay, question 6. According to standing orders, it appears that Mrs Searle is referred to as the Mayor in Part 18 relating to the use of the city's common seal. How is this so?
That is correct, because when those standing orders were adopted, Mrs Searle was the Mayor of the day.
There has been a revision of those orders since 2016, I believe, in 2021. So
I'm not sure. I wasn't here in 2021, but I'll have a look into that and find out for you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thanks. There are no statements this evening, so I'll go on to, we'll move forward. Confirmation of minutes. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor McDonald and seconded by Councillor Zhang. Any questions on the minutes, councillors? No? If you could please cast your vote. Thank you. That has been carried. Receiving of petitions and presentations. Are there any? No? Thank you. Applications for leave of absence. There are none. Questions of which due notice has been given. There are none. No items to bring forward. Reports of the committee. 13.1.1, the proposed position statement for addressing homelessness and increasing the supply of affordable housing. Councillor Adams to move that and Councillor Patterson to second that. Councillor Adams? Councillor Patterson? No? Anyone else? No? Thank you. If you could please cast your vote. Thank you. That has been carried. Moving on to 13.3.1, the proposed lease of part of the lot 18579 Wheatley Street, Gosnells, to the Gosnells Croquet Club Incorporated. Can I get a mover for that? Councillor Baynes to move that. Deputy Mayor Hort to second that. Councillor Baynes, Deputy Mayor Hort. Anyone have any questions or debate on this item? No? Councillors, please cast your vote. Moving on to the financial, that has been carried. Moving on to the financial, 13.5.1, the financial activity statement for August 2023. Can I get a mover for this? Councillor Zhang to move that. Councillor Abetz to second that. Any questions on this item? I will just ask Director Glover to answer a question on this item if he doesn't mind, just regarding when the archers will be moving out to Orange Grove. If you could give us an update on that, thank you.
Through you, Madam Mayor, I'm pleased to advise that there's been good progress in the development of the new site out at Orange Grove, which is actually on the old tip site. The earthworks have been completed for what will be 2 international size and oriented runs. So the issues that they have with their current site, where it points in the wrong direction, is a little bit short, are overcome, and they will be able to hold both state, national and international competitions on the new course. We currently have just sunk the new test bore, and we're anticipating having water supply there within the next couple of months so we can start the irrigation. And we're currently just going through the process of identifying the new club rooms that would go on that site. Soon as all that's done, we will be moving them across, and I know that they're on a year-by-year lease at the moment and they're champing at the bit to get out there.
Thank you for that update. Does anyone else have any questions? Councillor Good, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a question for you to the Director, Infrastructure. The Southern River Business Park, we know the tender's been called and done and approved. When will we see construction, since it's going to be such a massive project for us?
Director, thank you.
Through you, Madam Mayor, we anticipate being on site within the next few weeks, and construction obviously commencing as soon as they're on site.
Any further questions? No? Councillors, if you could please cast your vote. Thank you, that has been carried. Moving on to 13.5.2, the payment of accounts for August 2023. Councillor Good to move that. Councillor Adams to second that. Any questions or debate on this item? No? Councillors, please cast your vote. Thank you, that has been carried. Item 13.5.3, the tender for 10/2023, the supply and delivery of mulch. Can I get a mover? Deputy Mayor Hort to move that. Councillor Baines to second that. Councillor Hort, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I thought it would be worthwhile just pointing out on this item, fantastic work done by the city staff. It's very common to be asked as a councillor, I'm assuming all the other councillors are the same, can we please have some free mulch? I think the city would be happy to give out free mulch if we had surplus to our needs, but it's clear here, I hope to everybody, that we need almost $500,000 a year of mulch to meet our needs. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's on the cards anytime soon. Hopefully that may change in the future when we have our waste transfer centre. But yeah, this is just worth pointing out to the public if anyone's listening tonight. We don't have mulch surplus to our needs. In fact, we spend a lot of money on that extra mulch. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any further questions? No? Councillors, please cast your vote. Thank you. Thank you, that has been carried. Item 13.5.4, the tender for 12/2023, the retailing of Leisure World Spa and Steam Room. Can I get a mover? Councillor Good to move that. Councillor Patterson to second that. Councillor Good? Councillor Patterson? Does anybody else have any debate or comment? No. Thank you, councillors. Please cast your vote. There are no motions of which previous that has been carried. There are no motions of which previous notice has been given, no urgent business. There is a confidential item. We will be closing the council meeting if there is no debate on the urgent item. Does anybody want to debate the urgent item? No? Well, can I get a mover then for the urgent item? Councillor Adams to move that. Councillor Betts to second that. If you could please cast your vote. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. That has been carried. Item 17 is closing. Declare the meeting closed at 7:14. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along. Thank you.